It's very common to see second, even third generation NFL players, so in this video, we're going to look at these sons of some of the best NFL players of all time. I really appreciate the recent support, so if you guys like my content, make sure you like and subscribe, and let's hop into it. We're going to start by looking at the sons of one of the best defensive backs in NFL history, Deion Sanders. He was the 5th overall pick in the 1989 draft, then went on to be a 2-time Super Bowl champion, 8-time Pro Bowler, and Defensive Player of the Year in 1994. His oldest son, Shiloh Sanders, is a 6-foot cornerback. He wasn't very highly recruited in high school, graduating as the 665th player in the country and 62nd player at his position, but signed on to the University of South Carolina. As a freshman, he only took the field for one game against CSU in a 72-10 blowout. His younger son has received most of the hype. Unlike Shiloh, he doesn't play the same position as his father, as he is a quarterback. He's currently a 4-star recruit, ranked as the 38th player in the class according to ESPN, and the 7th quarterback. He already has offers from 15 FBS schools, including Alabama, Georgia, and LSU. He's got the size at 6'2". He has the arm and clearly has the gifted athleticism passed on to him from his father. He clearly is the real deal, and it's going to be exciting to see him carry on the Sanders legacy. Next, we're going to look at the sons of one of the best linebackers to ever touch the field, Ray Lewis. His son, Rashawn Lewis, is currently playing college football. He began his collegiate career as a defensive back at the University of Central Florida, where he appeared in just 2 games in his freshman season. Ahead of this year, he transferred to Florida Atlantic, where he switched to the wide receiver position, but this season didn't manage a single reception. His other son, Rashad Lewis, is also a wide receiver / defensive back at the University of Maryland, and as a junior this season, had 3 receptions for 13 yards and 2 tackles. Both have an uphill journey to the NFL, but hope nothing but the best for them. Next, we're going to look at one of the most well-known football families, the McCaffreys. And McCaffrey was one of the top wide receivers in the 90s, racking up 565 career receptions, 7,400 yards, and 55 touchdowns. We all know his son, Christian McCaffrey, but he's just one of 4 children. There's Max McCaffrey, who's bounced around the NFL recently and is currently playing in the XFL. There's Dylan McCaffrey, who's currently a quarterback at the University of Michigan. Coming out of high school at 6'5", he was ranked as the 6th quarterback in the country back in 2017. In his first 2 seasons at Michigan, after a redshirt year, he only had a total of 35 passes. Now, this season might be a different story, as he's going to be in a battle for the starting position with redshirt sophomore Joe Milton. If he does get that opportunity to take the field for a majority of the season for a top program like Michigan, there's a decent chance he can prove himself worth an NFL opportunity. Now, the youngest of the McCaffreys is Luke, who's ranked as the 4th dual threat quarterback in the class of 2019. As a freshman at North Carolina State, he didn't have much of a role in the first 4 games, so we decided to redshirt this season. It's unclear how his collegiate career is going to pan out, but I'm excited to see what happens. Next, we're going to talk about the son of Emmitt Smith, one of the best running backs we have ever seen. He's a 3-time Super Bowl champion, 8-time Pro Bowler, MVP in 1993, and the all-time leader in career rushing yards and touchdowns. His son, E.J. Smith, is the real deal. He just wrapped up a senior season where he finished as the 5th athlete and 48th overall player in the country. He signed on to go to Stanford University, and I think out of everyone we've talked about, he might have the best chance to carry on their father's legacy. Talking about his father, he said, "God put somebody in my life that can help with a sport that I truly enjoy and love, and just having a person that has excelled in football in my corner is a great feeling. He can give me things my high school coaches can't, and being able to pick his brain is great." One of Emmitt Smith's teammates was Hall of Famer Michael Irvin. He was the top wide receiver for those great Cowboys teams in the 90s. His son is also playing at a pretty high level. He wasn't very highly recruited in high school as a 6'3" tight end, but signed on to go to the University of Miami. He redshirted his freshman season, and in the 2 seasons since then, he's had a total of 11 catches for 111 yards. As of now, he's not on track for the NFL, but you really never know. One of the most electrifying wide receivers we've ever seen is Randy Moss. I mean, the man literally has a saying for catching a pass over a defender. One of his 5 children, Thaddeus Moss, is a 6'3" tight end at LSU. Coming out of high school, he was a 5th-ranked tight end in the country. He originally committed to North Carolina State, where he had a really small role as a freshman. He then transferred to LSU, where he got to be a part of one of the best offenses we have ever seen. He had 47 receptions for 570 yards and 4 touchdowns, 3 of which came in the college football playoffs. He's really soared up the draft board, and it looks like he's going to be drafted or at the least have an NFL opportunity next season. His other son, Montego Moss, just finished up his senior season of high school where he caught 57 passes for 1,300 yards and 14 touchdowns, earning a first-team All-State selection. Now, he didn't get much national recruiting attention, but signed on to play at the University of Maine next season. He's going to be going to a small school with pretty low expectations, but that situation wasn't much different than his father's. Lastly, we have the son of Marvin Harrison, who was a beast in the early 2000s, receiving passes from Peyton Manning, becoming an 8-time Pro Bowler and Hall of Famer. He also held the record for the most catches in a season until recently broken by Michael Thomas. His son, Marvin Harrison Jr, is a beast himself. He's a 74th ranked player in the class of 2021 and the 11th wide receiver. He has something his dad didn't have much of, and that's height, standing at 6'4". You pair that with the athleticism and knowledge passed down by his dad, you've got a lethal combo. He signed on to go to Ohio State, and I have a feeling we're going to hear his name a lot in college football. But that's the video, guys. You guys give me your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked the video, make sure you like and subscribe. And peace.